All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Wednesday morning. Welcome aboard our AR Accelerated Retirement Brief here at Top Gun Options. I'm going to live stream this on YouTube as well because I got some updates to the Kuwaiti downing of three F-18, three F-15E Strike Eagles. So, initially they said it was a Patriot battery. I knew that felt off, and I know Raising Cane when I saw him in the press conference, the way he handled, he's like, I know about the Eagles, and moving on type of thing. Like the dude was not happy. I'm like, something's going on. If you don't know the history, in 2003 in Operation Iraqi Freedom, we lost a Hornet. Guy got killed by a Patriot battery, and also a Brit Tornado. Both guys got killed by a Patriot battery. An F-16 got locked up and was going to get shot at, and he shot first. CJ, F-16 CJ shot at the Patriot battery. So after that, I mean, that was 23 years ago, folks. God, I hate to say it, seems like yesterday. It actually was. Hey, I bought some long calls. We have our lotto ticket calls that are already printing money. If you want to get out of those for some quick cash, let me go over here, just like we did yesterday, man. Let's go look. How's that call doing at the open right now? That's up $300 and climbing. So I bought some drinking money call right at the open here. As the S&P opened down, I think we're going to get what we got the past couple days. We opened down and then we get this massive turnaround. Hold on, let me open up my radar range here. Let me click one day. So keep an eye on that call. We're getting a nice pop at the open. We'll see if we run up to 68.50. I sent that out as an alert, obviously. I think I bought the 68.50s in my account and the 68.25s at the money calls in the model portfolio. So I'm going to keep an eye on those calls, but make sure you get out when you're seeing profit. We're seeing a big spike in Amazon today too. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, back on target. So let me if I ever put out incorrect information and I get new information, it immediately gets taken down. So this is a very close friend of mine. He's got thousands of hours in the Hornet training Kuwaitis. He was he did the Kuwaiti tour and then stayed over there for Boeing to be the civilian F-18 dude. I'll leave the name out of it. So I'll read it and then I'll speak civilian to you. Yo, man, you got the wrong take on the Kuwaiti Hornet blue on blue. It was BVR. What does BVR mean? Beyond visual range, right? They weren't, he didn't see them. BVR means long range. WVR means within visual range, like a dogfight. The Eagles were declared hostile from the ground controllers. Remember, the Kuwaitis are flying legacy F-18s, no Link 16, no Mode 4. What does that mean? They don't have Gucci stuff on board their Hornets. Link 16 allows you to see where good guys and bad guys are, right? You have a display that shows you, gives you a lot of SA, situational awareness, and they don't have Mode 4. So, later F-18s you could interrogate, right? We could interrogate your transponder, your Mode 4. This dude didn't have any of that. They haven't taken delivery yet of the Block 3s. Got it. Hostile incoming in the vicinity. I put this on the Air Operations Center. Don't know for sure who the pilot was, and there are some idiots among them. I can say it wasn't intentional and almost certainly the result of a bad declaration. I said, who's the ground control? He said, it's Kuwaiti AOC, Air Operations Center. They have their own Air Ops Center and their own radars. Those guys aren't good. I said, I mean, that's just stupid, man. There weren't any Iranian Air Force fighter jets left in existence, let alone 3 of them. Completely agree. We did shoot down 2 Iranian Su-24s in Qatar, in Qatar. There was incompetence. Don't think it was intentional. It's an explanation, not a justification. Pilot, obviously, you know this, Wiz bears ultimate responsibility, but pretty sure he was given a bad declaration by an overwhelmed air operations center that was legit under attack. So the same attack that killed six, sadly, now of our forces, they were under attack. So the Kuwaitis were literally taking drone strikes and explosions and blowing up. So the AOC, the Air Ops Center, was under attack. Some dude at a control, looking at a radar scope, sees some more contacts inbound and says hostile. And the guy in the cockpit hosed off three missiles. And again, you know, people went from being experts on vaccine to terrorists to now fighter aviation, right? And the F-18, folks, and most modern day fighters, there's various radar modes. One's called track while scan. I'm not going to tell you how many I can track in the F-18, but I can track a lot of targets. I can designate them, a one through fill in the blank, and I can shoot them. I think I saw a picture of a murder hornet that had 12 air-to-air missiles. I don't think the Kuwaitis are flying around with 12 air-to-air missiles, but he absolutely, clearly had at least 3 air-to-air missiles on board, and he rippled them all off. A single fighter jet can take down multiple aircraft. Okay, so there's your most up-to-date. I'm streaming this on YouTube, like I said, just to get the best gouge out there. I took down my initial videos. Some of the points that I made still stand. To his point, you know, these folks ain't at Top Gun. The Arab country air forces. Like I said, you got to be either royalty or close to the royal family to be able to even get near a fighter jet in some of these countries. Some of their pilots are great. The vast majority, I've trained with the Kuwaitis. Let's just say they're not good, and I'll leave it at that. But of course, they have some great ones. But thank God nobody was seriously injured. I mean, one of them was kind of injured. It might be serious. He was sitting in the back of the SUV with a mangled mitt. His hand looked completely messed up. So, I hope that dude, they repair his hand and he gets back flying soon. Some joke going on, some levity. I saw a funny comment from a Kuwaiti dude. The female pilot landed near like a beach resort. So the dude's like, "Hey, thank you. Do you need any help? We love you. Thanks for everything you're doing." And they were all nice. And though a couple of the other guys landed, this guy said, in our version of Chicago and LA, like South Side, and I think he wrote Compton, and somebody underneath the comments right below it said, "I appreciate the reference." Like they landed in a bad neighborhood because the one guy had like a pipe above his head. He was getting ready to attack the one Eagle pilot, and the guy's like, "No, I'm an American, man. I'm not Iranian." So, all right, look at this. What did I just say? I think we're going to rip up to 68.50. Let's take some profits in the first minutes of this live trade brief. There's 300 and there's $400, probably 500. I did this yesterday. I got two of these trades for $500, a grand each, or I mean a total of a grand. Let's just do it. Let's take 25%, $500. Close. Isn't this awesome? I'll put in an order for it's still climbing. Let me put up the SPX in the background here. Chart. What did I just say? A couple minutes ago, I said I think we're going to go up to 68.50. Come on. These are magnets, right? These 25s are magnets. So I will take come on. Now it's a 30% profit, $650. Let's try for 700. Come on. Keep going. There you go. 30%, $700 in, what was that? 9 minutes. Come on. Fire. It is in increments of 25, you idiots. I can't stand E-Trade. Does everybody see this? This does this on E-Trade. 28.05 is the order here, man. $29 even. Let's see if I can get out for even. Thank you. Well, $675. Let me grab a screenshot of this. So you got to hear the most up-to-date intel on the shoot down from the dude that's there. That's that's from the horse's mouth. Um, Debbie, I can see on chat. Everybody's chat working. Everybody should be seeing. I see everybody's chat going on right now. It's not private. All right, that was. Look at this. It says just now. Let me refresh my screen. That was $700. 8 minutes ago. At everyone. What was that? 30% out, 30% or 700. Let me insert the screenshot. Right there. There you go, folks. $750 in 8 minutes. Now, for all the free people on YouTube, you didn't get that trade because you're not in our. Look at that, Steve. $1,600. I love it. Oh, let me. This is my personal account. There's $500. Let me get out of that one too. Boom. Out. I'll take it. Let's go with Amazon. All right, we'll get strategic here in a second, but like I said, 2.5% rally in Amazon. Boom. Look at that. Quick reminder, that's our first and biggest position in our brand new solo AI portfolio. Big rip out of Amazon. I told you it was a steal. We needed to get in it down here, and we're ripping right now. I absolutely love it. All right, what's MindMed doing? I haven't looked today. A tie should be ripping. Definium, MindMed should be ripping. What are we doing here? DFTX. Wow, nice little pop. All right, let's get back. Let's do our brief formally here and step through everything we need to talk about. Okay, make sure I do. If I say something wrong, gone. I need to update, so I'm going to delete this video when I get off here. Make sure you're following me on X, everybody. Wiz Buckley at NFH on X. And then obviously everybody should be on our YouTube channel. So follow me on X, follow me on our YouTube channel where I'm live streaming this right now. That was awesome. I literally left yoga and I'm like, man, why is this guy? I'm like, I know why he's texting me. He's over there. So that's why you're here at Top Gun Options, man, is to get the most up-to-date intel literally from the horse's mouth. I know Raisin Kane really well. He's not giving me any intel, obviously. Although the next time down here at Mar-a-Lago might be doing chow together, which is awesome. He clearly was a little bit busy the last time he was down here. So make sure you're following me on socials, and I'll update. I'm trying to do a good job updating all this stuff. All right, we got to go, and let's go ahead and start briefing. Already briefed the. That hurts, man. Fog of war, I get it, but man, that sucks. That's awful. I hope everybody comes home safe. Operation Epic Fury sparks homeland terror fears. The guy's got a sweatshirt on that says property of Allah. Radical Islamic terrorist attack in the United States in Austin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, the southern border was left wide open for years. Did I ever tell you what my brother, Fergs, told me? He flew for Customs and Border Patrol. He was a Hornet guy, flew for Customs Border for a little bit. He's a captain at Delta now, but he was a helo dude out of North Island in San Diego. I was out there one time. He's like, dude, you wouldn't believe how many prayer rugs and Korans we're finding in the desert. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Why would you pay for a first class ticket to try and sneak into this country when you could just walk in, when you could walk in on the southern border? I told my son, who's getting ready to deploy in weeks with the Air Force, stay strapped. Keep your head on a swivel. These people were out, great night in Austin, I believe it was 6th Street. And this fucking guy, property of Allah. Yeah, you were, man. I am all for religious freedom. The second, the nanosecond, your religion comes into mine, we're going to have a problem. If your religion, and I'll use air quotes, tells you that people who don't believe in your religion deserve to die, or your God, and I will definitely use air quotes for God, if your God allegedly tells you to go kill everybody who doesn't believe in it, we're gonna have a big fucking problem. This is awful. I hope you're armed. I hope you keep your head on a swivel while you're in public places, man. Mall, restaurants. These guys, folks were out at a bar, and this dude, it's an absolute horror. Anyway, okay. Israel claims to strike nuclear weapons lab. Did you see on social media this morning the submarine? I haven't seen footage like this since like the Battle of Midway movie or Hunt for Red October. We have sub footage. An Iranian corvette, frigate, patrol boat. Now it's a submarine. Fled to Sri Lanka. Everybody know where Sri Lanka is? I know where Sri Lanka is because on the Lincoln and Kitty Hawk, when we sailed past it, it was one of our closest divert fields. And I'll never forget the intel briefer. All right. Anything bad happens, the closest divert field is, what was it, Colombo? And, it's run by cannibals. Like if you land there, they're going to eat you and we probably won't be able to get you. Okay, moving on to the weather. I'm like, what? So Sri Lanka is like on the other side of India. So the Iranian Navy tried to flee. We have footage of a U.S. sub going Hunt for Red October on this thing. So the 6851, yeah, look at me. It's exactly right, Mike. Armed with a med kit, because when seconds count, police are minutes away. It's almost like I do this for a living, folks. The S&P 500 did exactly what I said it was going to do this morning, and I made $1,250 doing it. Whoop! That was easy. Was that hard? Anybody find that hard? We did this yesterday too, man. This has been free money. Look at this. Yesterday, right at the open, man, in a live trade brief, we did the same thing. I bought calls here, bought calls here. I got out of them early, and then we just ended up ripping. I told you yesterday morning, buy the dip with both hands. We put on a bullish, I'm getting tactical right now, and I shouldn't be. We put on a bullish double vertical that was up 120% by the afternoon, and I closed it. I took $1,400, 120% in a couple hours. We're going to re-enter one here in a little bit. Let me finish my brief here. But Israel is, folks, I didn't believe Donald Trump the last time. We obliterated the nukes, Operation Midnight Hammer. Never seen such success. I'm like, come on, man. And, somebody in one of the agencies said, well, probably didn't get all of it, but fired. Okay. So why are we like really hitting the nuke labs? I thought they were all destroyed. I get it. I don't like it. I'd rather be told the truth. Yeah, we got most of it, and now we're getting the rest of it. So, Preston, damn, you called it. Went to the bathroom, missed your sniper. Ugh. It's still running. If we keep running, we're going to get back up to, if you feel like we're going to keep running, which you might look, we're probably going to run up here to 68.75. Oops, sorry. We're running, baby. Okay, I got to finish my strategic brief, and then we'll get operational tactical. So now they're really, really destroying everything. Don't forget, folks, and I know there were some mistakes or some weird regime change talk. I heard the president the other day when he spoke, and I listened to Hegseth and General Kane. Number one mission objective, take out the nuke sites and any ballistic missiles and capabilities to hurt us or their neighbors. Secondary mission objective, turn the Iranian Navy into the subsurface Navy. And whatever, there was a third one. Done, essentially. Was never regime change. They kind of threw it at the end like, well, it would be great, if the Iranian people rise up. Awesome, we're here to support you, man. You guys asked for help in the past. They killed 30,000 of you a month or two ago. Every administration, Obama, the Green Revolution, promised to help and support you, and you got deserted. Now you got your chance. We're going to hit our top 3 mission objectives. What happens after that's up to you. I already saw that Khomeini's boy was named as the successor, and he's gone now too. These troops, folks, had no warning of the drone attack. 6 service members. The pictures of these great Americans make me tear up. They were working in a tactical operations center at a commercial port. They weren't like on a base, man, like fortified in a kayak. I did 3 months as the mobile targeting officer in Riyadh in the kayak Combined Air Operations Center. I sat right next to Major General Renuart in the big room with the screens, man. It sucked living in Saudi Arabia for 3 months. Anyway, these folks, this is not good. I didn't like what Hegseth said about it. Defense Secretary Hegseth acknowledged to reporters that one of the drones managed to get through the base's defenses. Every once in a while, you might have one. Unfortunately, we call it a squirter that makes its way through. In that particular case, it happened to hit a TOC that was fortified. But these are powerful weapons. So, what did I tell you yesterday morning? I told you yesterday morning that Trump is not going to take a 2 I don't know how much the S&P was down yesterday. It was over 2% at the bottom, like 2.3%. Right around the bottom in here during the live trade brief, what was I telling you? What exactly did I say? President's not going to take a 2% down S&P 500. I guarantee you he tweets something later today. Did everybody hear me say that? Give me a vertical head nod. What happened later in the afternoon? Read it with me. Effective immediately, I have ordered the Development Finance Corporation to provide, at a very reasonable price, nobody does reasonable prices better than me, believe me, political risk insurance and guarantees for the financial security of all maritime traffic to go through the Gulf. This will be available to all shipping lines. If necessary, the United States Navy will begin escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Free flow of energy to the world, blah, blah, blah. Greatest thank you for your attention. What did I tell you? Because all the panicins yesterday, and apparently, look at the S&P 500. If you stayed in the calls that I fired out, you're up $1,500 right now. I love it. I'll take my 500, but you know, if you're still in the double vertical from yesterday, I would close it. What's my SOP, my rules of engagement on a double vertical? When you get a violent move in the direction of your double vertical, close it. I would close it. Take the profits. We can always re-enter one. But ladies and gentlemen, one of the main reasons, and I was talking to a bunch of people yesterday, well, Wiz, this was because the Strait of Hormuz is closed. I'm like, closed by who? We just went around October on one of the, did you see the CENTCOM commander? He's a boat driver. I usually make fun of boat drivers. He's a 4-star. I forget his name. Same year group as me. Isn't that weird? If I was still in right now, I could be a 4-star admiral. I'd rather get my teeth drilled. I would have made it through the Obama Biden years. The Strait of Hormuz isn't closed, folks. You know who it's closed by? Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London said, we're done. No more, you're in, force majeure, whatever your contract says. Look at page 152. We're not insuring any of your boats anymore to go through there. This is why the president wrote this. What a baller move. Donald Trump just essentially put 150, how old's Lloyd's of London? It's like Lehman Brothers, 150-year-old. We have tea at 2 and we insure ships. We've been doing it since the East Indies Company. You're done. Donald J. Trump just wiped out hundreds of years of your business by saying, you know what? The Strait of Hormuz is open. We will insure your boats for a reasonable price. We're going to undercut Lloyd's of London. And oh, by the way, we'll throw the USS Boxer on your wing to go through the Strait of Hormuz. If a rowboat gets within 2 miles, we're going to vaporize the people. I don't care if you hate this guy. I don't care if you love this guy. This is execution in action. Mr. President, the S&P is down 2%. Why? People are freaking out that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Give me my phone. This is awesome. 330 years old. Thank you for that, Mike. That is awesome. What's this? I have no idea. Oh, yeah, duh. This is the ballsy power play by Trump. Lloyd's of London was the gold standard for maritime insurance policies until a day or two ago when they started canceling their policies or jacking them up 3 to 5 times. Other insurance companies followed. Commercial shipping collapsed through the strait. Trump doing this means the DFC has the chance to displace Lloyd's as the big dog in this game. It also frees up all the oil that was trapped there, heading off shortages. And what do I tell you? Do a pairs trade. Bullish on the S&P 500. If you got bearish on the VIX, which has collapsed, you're printing money. What did I tell you yesterday? Go buy some puts on the VIX. You'd be printing money today. And why not? It's the American Navy that sunk the Iranian ships that were harassing tankers. And the American Navy, at least for now, will keep those tankers safe. It's a huge reassurance to allies, both oil producers and oil consumers. One more time, folks, I'm going to remind you that the president is playing four-dimensional chess. China gets the majority of their oil illegally from Venezuela, not anymore, and Iran, not anymore. Xi Jinping picked up the phone and tried to call the most recent dude who was in charge. And like when he was on the phone, that guy got vaporized, saying, stop. We need oil. We want to invade Taiwan. The United States is running out of weapons. Time for us to move on Taiwan. Well, guess what, man? Your Saving Private Ryan landing craft don't run on hope. So, as we're taking out the radical Islamic regime in Iran that has killed hundreds, if not thousands, of American servicemen, we're also putting China on the ropes from an energy standpoint. You're welcome. Look at the S&P 500. Who's still in these calls? I absolutely love this. Look at that. I mean, you just can't get any better. 68. It didn't even stop. It stopped for a second at 68.50. Now we're up at 68.75. So those calls, I mean, I got out. No one's gone broke taking a profit. I bought them at 225. I got out at 29. Right now they're at $50. These calls are at a $2,500 profit right now, the ones that I sent out at the open. And there goes a massive green candle up through 68.75. Now get ready. I might shoot a bear call spread. Look at that, man. This puts a smile on. I love doing this. Now, I think I telegraphed this last week. I had heard this through the grapevine. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems like it would absolutely be true. Did you guys hear this? How did we know where all 40 of these dudes were? How did we, there's some, what's the name of it? The Great Council. Like there's 80 clerics on some, or 40 clerics or whatever on some great council that's supposed to select the next Ayatollah if that one gets, they have a whole succession plan, right? So the Grand Council was meeting yesterday to vote on the next dude. They're gone. Israel took the meeting out. How did Israel know where the Grand Poobah was, the Grand Supreme Burrito, and all his 40 dudes, and then the 40 dudes from yesterday? Again, I don't know if this is true, but if it's not true, it's the best psyop I've ever seen. This makes the pagers look quaint. Allegedly, the Mossad had infiltrated Iranian medicine decades ago. Dentists, gastrointestinal dudes put trackers in the people. So if this isn't true, I guarantee you there are mullahs pulling their teeth out or like trying to figure out what surgery they had or whatever. Can you believe this? And the Israelis aren't that stupid. They have the phone numbers for all these dudes. Like, by the way, you're next. Trump, he didn't mean to be funny, but he was somewhat funny the other day when somebody's like, so what's, the next guy up? He's like, yeah, I think he's gone too. Look at me. I'm creating jobs in Iran too. Nobody creates jobs more than me. let me, let me summarize most of this stuff. First of all, bullish on Raytheon. You guys know that. Buy with both hands, mortgage the wife, the kids, sell the house, buy Raytheon. We're out of weapons. There is I've seen it in action. The Israeli Iron Beam. Google it right now. There's the Iron Beam. I love all the liberals and Democrats who all of a sudden now care. Like, oh, I heard we're running out of weapons. He has to stop. When are you going to the the Ayatollah's funeral? Remember when he blew up Soleimani? I think they all took a day of mourning, the Democrats. Like they were going to go to the state funeral. It's insane. Did you see the Iron Beam in action? $3. I've stopped responding to posts on Twitter of all the Democrats doing the we're out of weapons. We're using $1 million Raytheon missiles to take out $20 drones. This is the stupid thing. I'm like, again, you went from COVID to that. You're an expert at everything, aren't you? The Israeli Iron Beam is $3 a pulse. Did you see this thing in action? So, ladies and gentlemen, there is an iron. I told you this weeks ago, and let me remind you. If you can dream it, there's a bunch of dudes and ladies in a windowless room with air conditioning being pumped into it and pizza and Mountain Dew in the corner building it. I guarantee you 20 years ago, somebody said, man, these missiles are really expensive and these drones are really cheap. The math ain't mathin'. Laser, direct energy weapons, EMP. Hey, there's a bunch of Shahed drones coming this way. Boing, just like in the movie The Matrix, hit the EMP button. They all fall. So stop being a panicking with the, oh my God, $1 million missiles for, $2,000 drones. Yeah, that was the case years ago. Just like AI, keep up on current events, man. It ain't 2 years ago. It ain't 10 years ago. It's today. So for the time being, though, we need to replenish our supplies and Raytheon's going to go up. But I told you in the past, man, go out and get on your trade desk right now. Jump on Claude, your Opus, and go, who makes the Iron Beam and what are other companies are making stuff like that are publicly traded. Most of them are private. I already looked. So, what else do we got? Oh, did you see this? I posted this yesterday and somebody's like, Jeff Bezos buying Patriot batteries. I wouldn't doubt that. Drone strikes on Amazon data centers in Middle East reveal urgent need to defend AI. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bezos ain't going to be happy. Where do we get some C-RAM? I need some C-Wiz, I need some R2D2. Yep, look at that. Where we closed yesterday, we already gapped up to it, man. I mean, look at that rip. Let me hit 3 days here. This is where we closed yesterday, folks. We gapped down at the open, bought some calls, and look at that. Or I'm sorry, it's over here. I hit 3 days. Look at that. Look at that gap. This is where we were the other day. Remember this? Monday. Told you to buy the dip yesterday. Okay, Amazon, we talked about. All right, here we go. We're in accelerated retirement. Let's talk about a tie and great news. I'm happy to be your source, anonymous, of course. I'm like, dude, of course. All right, I got a Newsmax hit here in a little bit. All right, what's the tie doing today? This was great news, ladies and gentlemen. I shared this tweet with you. If you're not long-term bullish on the psychedelics, you're an idiot. And I mean that with the meanest thing I can say. I'm not mean. Ladies and gentlemen, a tie had great reports yesterday. If you didn't read this, let me give it to you again. It's still waiting to get off the mat. Folks, stock price is a stock price. Don't look at me, man. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. We saw what happened with Compass. We woke up one morning, it was up 40%. It hit a high of up 50% that day. The next day it opened 15%. So that will, listen to me, that will happen in these names. These are phase 2Bs. Compass was they're done. Compass did 2 phase 3 studies. This one was awesome. I told you the FDA called and said, "Where's your NDA? Where's your new drug application? Let's go." Well, we're doing another one. Why? Because we want airspeed. Second phase 3 that Compass did had better results than the first stock pop. A tie is getting there, right? You guys all have your psychedelic bullseye. Psychedelic. Where's our psychedelic bullseye? There it is right here. I think it's updated, right? Q1, Q3. No, where's the new one? I thought I had a new one, didn't we? Where is it on this site? Well, let me go to my trade desk. Find the newest version of this. Let's see if that's the newest version. But anyway, you can see these names are getting close to the bullseye. A tie will be inching in here eventually. Phase 2B, great results. Don't forget, where is it? That's the funding. Where's the chart? Anybody have it handy? Whatever. I know it's outdated. That's what I just told you. You're fired. View the latest charts. Oh, thanks, Wiz. Got it. Apologies. Here's the most latest one. This is Q1 2026. Got it. All right, here we go. Here it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember what I told you with Gilgamesh and AbbVie, right? AbbVie came in and bought Gilgamesh for $800 million. They didn't buy Gilgamesh. They bought the whatever the name of the drug they're making is. AbbVie, the massive pharmaceutical, said, "Wait a minute, these are your phase 2B results," and it was like 40 people in the study. And Gilgamesh is like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, here's a check for 800 million. It's ours now." Don't know if that's going to happen to a tie. It's happening in other. Look at MindMed. Look at everything that's going on in the space. So, what am I saying here? We're getting close to the bullseye, man. We are. There's Compass. There's Helus. There's MindMed. A tie should be in here. There it is. Sorry. There's Gilgamesh, folks. You're telling me that AbbVie, look at that, AbbVie, bought that thing for 800. This is why I'm beyond thrilled to be an investor in with Dr. Mash and everything we're doing there, man. We are, let's pray to the AbbVie gods or the Pfizer gods that they come in and buy us all out. I think we have about 30 or so TGO members that are invested in that. All right, let's get to our current positions then. Compass, what's our Compass doing? Obviously, keep an eye on all your short calls. Do I have an Amazon short call? Holy shit, Amazon short calls that are underwater right now. Whoa. Grouping. Let me, well, those 210s, man, that expired today. Close them, Wiz. Just close them. Man, getting run over. What are the other ones? Wow. Two tens out to Friday. Close them. I'm not even rolling them up. We're on a run. Let me close these. Now, remember, you might like, oh, Wiz, you're closing them for loss. The underlying is printing money, folks. I made less money, but I'm still making money. Does everybody understand that? Some people don't do the short call thing wrong. What do I tell you? If you're getting blown out of short calls, what's the first thing you're supposed to do? You're supposed to say, awesome. What do you mean awesome? Meaning, right there. Wait, these are wrong. Hold on. Let me group these together the right way. Meaning you're making money. if you don't like getting blown out of short calls, then don't do them. D's 28, D's 28. There we go. That's one trade together. Where's the other one? So if you're in Amazon, get out of your short calls, man, unless you could sell new ones above them right now. Let's go look at the chart. I have no idea why we're popping here. That's a massive pop in Amazon. I don't know. When something's on a tear, what's Uncle Wiz say? Either join it or get out of the way. We could sell some 215s. I'm sorry, 217 and a half out the Friday. There's a lot of premium in those right now. I mean, that 3.5% pop today, I'm going to sell two. I'm selling two of Friday's 217 and a half calls since this isn't a revenge trade. That's $400. All right. Let me blast this out before I forget. Filled on those. Oops. No. Copy. Let me send this out to the Amazon folks just because I'm a good guy. Or Solo AI. Closed Amazon March 4 and March 6 calls. Opened new March 6 calls. Closed Amazon March 4 and March 6 calls that are in the money. Opened new March 6 calls at everyone. Okay. When something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way, but things don't go on a tear forever. Preston, yes, I just saw your comment. You could have shot a bear call spread on the S&P 500. We peaked right at 68.75 there. Yeah, that would have been a nice shot. Let me just show you what I'm seeing. You're probably seeing it too. Yeah, probably could have shot another sniper right there. Yep. We're probably going right back down. Oh, that's Amazon, but it's following the S&P 500, right? Let's go look. Yeah, back down to 68.50, and then we'll figure it out. We'll stabilize for the rest of the day. All right, let's stick with our psychedelics here. We'll talk about tactics in a second here. I'm not happy about this. You guys know me. I'm not going to give you my full rant right now. You got it. You know me. He was on Rogan last week. It's words. Now, if there's actions going on, hopefully it's a duck, right? It looks stately, and then there's a lot going on under the water. There are 11-ish. There's more than 10. There's more than 10 trials going on at the VA with MDMA. Now, between us ladies, MDMA ain't a psychedelic, folks. Let's just, we can debate that till the sun comes up. They need to be doing tests on ibogaine. They need to be doing tests on psilocybin, all sorts of stuff. I posted on social media recently that over 20, like the major universities this year, Columbia, Harvard, Yale, Johns Hopkins, Berkeley, I listed all of them, are doing massive psychedelic studies. When I met with the VA secretary last May, he shook my hand, looked me in the eye, and said, Wiz, if anybody's going to do this, it's going to be us, meaning this administration, and it's going to be now. I don't know what his definition of now is. The last administration's definition of transitory was 2 years. Inflation's transitory. Okay. 2 years later, oh, yeah, we got that wrong. I don't know what, but RFK did give a date last June. He said in front of Congress, he said, I want psychedelics in the hands of veterans who need them in the next 12 months. Now the words changed to as quickly as possible. I'd like to believe that that they didn't get eaten by the swamp, by the congressman who told me behind closed doors, I love what you're doing, but you're going to have a problem with big pharma, alcohol, and tobacco interests. That's when I looked at him and said, what do you mean me? Isn't that your job? So that's it's a whole separate issue. The FDA commissioner has said very pro psychedelics. The Surgeon General nominee lady, I'm not happy with her. She folded a little bit when she was nominated last year. There was May and June of last year was insane. I flew to the VA, met Collins. The next day, I'm at the National Press Club with Lieutenant General Bergman, Congressman Bergman, Marine aviator, fellow naval aviator, Congressman Correa. They're the odd couple, Republican Democrat from the psychedelic congressional coalition. The next weeks later, RFK came out and said that, and then when I was up in DC, the president nominated what's her name as to be the Surgeon General nominee. She said psilocybin helped save and change her life. Last 2 months of last year, I was on cloud nine. What did she say in her confirmation hearings? Senator Collins, that idiot from Maine, can't stand that woman. The ultimate rhino. Where was it? Here it is. I did a post about it. Casey Means, that's her name. Yesterday, Dr. Casey Means told the truth before the Senate Health Committee. She shared that entheogenic medicine transformed her life, cited the research, and acknowledged what hundreds of veterans we've served already know these compounds work. Then Senator Collins pressed her on her internal voice that called her to the medicine, treated it as a liability. Senator Collins is like, you said that a voice called you to this. Talk to anybody who's done this, and they say that. Senator Collins made it seem like you're hearing voices and you're a lunatic. You're ignorant, ma'am. That voice is real. In 5 years working alongside veterans and first responders, helping hundreds of heroes heal, I hear this constantly. I heard it. These sacraments call to certain people at certain times. If they're calling, they are. If they ain't, they ain't. That is ancient, spiritually grounded wisdom. It is grace. I respect Dr. Means for threading a difficult needle, but a qualified nominee with lived experience and scientific literacy was forced to retreat from truth by a senator whose donors include pharmaceutical, alcohol, and tobacco interests. Follow the money. These compounds have been used with reverence across dozens of cultures for millennia. Johns Hopkins, NYU, MAPS didn't discover something new. They confirmed something ancient. And while Washington debates, 22 veterans die by suicide every day. Mic drop. Arrow healed. You want to talk to a badass F-15 Strike Eagle pilot? It's Arrow. We went to Costa Rica together, and she healed with Iboga. It calls to you, folks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hey, shameless plug, by the way, if it calls to you. Next Sacred Warrior Fellowship Retreat, March 27 to 29, down here in South Florida. Email Susie at sacredwarriorfellowship.com. 3-day retreat down here in South Florida. There you go, Preston. Changed my life. Bottom line, the psych meds work. Scott, follow the money. She kind of retreated from her position a little bit. I'm like, that's not, stick to your guns, man. All right, Compass, what do we got going on? So there was it filled the gap. That's all right. It filled the gap and we're hanging. That's bullish, right? Now, if we went through the half the gap, I'd be a little worried right now. We're fine. I mean, this thing went from 550, it popped up to almost $9, man. And then now we're in the middle. Everything's okay. What's my Compass position? Oh, let me group these Amazon calls together. I need one of these, not both. Split. One. Split. Okay, whatever. Compass, where's my Compass name? Compass down here. What do I have? I have, if you're sitting here, if you're new, the answer is yes, immediately. Buy Compass with both hands. I have 7 I bought the Jan 27 7 calls. Okay. I sold out to March the eights against it to bring in some coin against it. Are there half strikes I could roll them down to? No, they're dollar. This is my existing position in Compass. This is what I would do today. I mean, this is a no brainer. Although, no, I wouldn't do this one today because I think there's Jan. Yeah, after I did my trade, like weeks later, they came out with the Jan 28 strikes. Somebody's working a big call spread right here. They're long the sevens and probably sold some of the 12s against it. If you want some lotto tickets, folks, go out and buy the 15s. Compass, buy the Jan 18, 15 calls, put them in your filing cabinet, forget about it. Until the day you wake up and it says, breaking news, Pfizer just bought Compass Pathways for a $1 billion deal. The stock's up 120% in after hours trading. You'll thank me. Up to you, Preston. You can either do synthetic stock. I just did calls. I'm doing a call, long call diagonal, or you can do synthetic stock. I tend to not do synthetic stock on stocks under 10 bucks. That's just my rule of thumb. Why? Because buying the call is the options premium, right? That's the trade. But yeah, you could do that. All right, so that's Compass. Where's I got a tie. What am I doing with a tie here? Okay, analyze. I think I'm doing something similar. Yeah, I'm long. I bought 10 of the Jan 28 5 calls, and I sold the 4 calls against it out to the March expiration. Again, just like I did with Compass. I didn't sell the full 10, just like I didn't sell the full 6 against Compass. Why? I want to leave half of them naked, so to speak, to run, to rip. If I wake up tomorrow morning and Christian Angermeyer says, can't believe we signed that deal with Moderna for 1.5 billion and the stock's up 100%, I'll be okay because 5 of my calls are running. Does everybody understand that? Okay. The danger would be if I did that. I sold 10 against the 10. If you woke up, do not do that. Listen to me. The closer we get to potential approval, what's Uncle Wiz going to do? I might even do like 3 against my 10 because the closer we get to maybe having that breaking news announcement, I want all those calls to rip. I don't want any short calls. Right now, I'm kind of cobbling a little bit. You know, I'm flying around with my cape, picking up dimes in front of the steamroller. I don't want my part of my cape to get caught in that steamroller, man, and get run over. Does everybody understand that? We good? Does that make sense? Okay. I got some help shares. I might, what do I got? 200 of these things. I've been dollar cost averaging on the way down. We're at $8. I wish we had better strikes in this name. Really no. Is there premium? Could I sell to? Yeah, $50. I'll just keep dollar cost averaging. I buy this thing on a dip. I mean, it's up 4% today, folks. Same type of discussion. I mean, that's a good run. 5 every time we've hit 5, we get a good run. We ran 5 to 9. We're back down at 5. We're up to 8.5. Nice pop out of that today. Keep running, man. I like this name. I like all of them. Don't forget, folks, if you're like, man, I can't pick a winner, don't. There's an ETF. They don't have options. They do have options, but you can't trade them. It's weird. Go with SIL. SIL is the Advisor Shares Psychedelics ETF. So, yeah, exactly, Brent. Scott, I love it. Scott's doing front month spreads. We can start doing that too. I just haven't done it that much. Let's do something like that. Let's go take a look at a Compass spread, man. And I want to keep lowering my cost basis. If we don't hold here, look, it's that line's there for a reason. I said gap up. It looks like it's going to fill the gap. If we fill the gap and hold, it's bullish. If we fill the gap and it keeps rolling over, it's going back down to $5. So I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do that. I changed my mind. I'm going to wait on Compass. I don't like gambling. I like kind of a sure thing. If we get a turn here 246. I mean, these are days, obviously. If we get if we if we hold 7 and we get a little bit of a climb here, boom, I will fire a bull put spread on this. But for now, I don't want to see another fade down to $5 here. So everybody understand that? I'm going to sit in my hands with confidence. I changed my mind. All right, back to Raytheon real quick. What's our defense stock doing? We talked about it could roll over. I said that the other day. I said this is a strong pop and it's going to fill the gap. Look at that. It filled the gap right to 205 and bounced a little bit. Why the silence? I might throw a bull put spread on this thing, man. Oh, didn't we have a JP Morgan trade on? Oh, it's up 60%. Didn't we place this yesterday? I have a JP Morgan bull put spread on, folks. It's up 60%. If your SOP says, hey, 60% in a day, close it. When do I close my credit spreads? In this case, a bull put spread 7, 8, 9. If you're looking at 70, 80, 90% profit on the credit you took in, close it. You know what I'm going to do, actually, speaking of Raytheon, I got 210 calls, and it does look like we kind of rolled over. I'm going to roll those calls down. They're up 45%. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to roll down to the 207 and a half. Everybody understand that? I'm going to roll my Raytheon calls down, make it a little bit more scratch, keep an eye on them. For some reason, we get a pop. Let's go look, though. I like a bull put spread here. It had its initial pop, the euphoria. Hopefully you learned a lot this week. Whenever Donald Trump, he said it last year, the mullahs, they got 90 days to make a deal, and then I'm bombing. I listened to the dude. I don't care if you don't like him. Listen to him. Don't give me any of your taco stuff. Trump always chickens out. You know when he does the chicken out thing? I don't call it chickening out. I read his book. He does it with this stuff, like tariffs and the economic, the business stuff. It ain't chickening out. You're not going to pay for it if you hate the guy. Let me brief you on his book, The Art of the Deal. In a negotiation, start as stupid and ridiculous as you can with your opening offer. So when you come off it a little bit, they think that they won. Book complete. Now buy my Trump watch. This ain't hard. So when it comes to tariff and business stuff, that's called negotiation. You can call him a chicken. I really don't care. When it comes to military, listen to him. Mullahs, 90 days. Day 91, Operation Midnight Hammer started. What did we do? We printed money in Raytheon volatility in the S&P 500. A week and a half ago, what did Uncle Wiz do? Got bullish on Raytheon volatility and bearish on the S&P 500. We printed money in all of those trades Monday at the open. Now that the dust is set, and we could have done, and I talked about this yesterday, is pairs trades with oil. We get another. Let's hope this is it, man. Let's hope this is it for Middle East wars. Doubt it. But in your lesson learned binder, you should be writing down if there's going to be conflict in the Middle East, oil's going to spike, the airlines will get destroyed. It's called a pairs trade. Same thing I talked about yesterday with the S&P 500. Bullish double vertical on the S&P 500, get bearish on the VIX. Pairs trade. As one goes up, the other is going to go down. Does everybody understand that? Shake your head. Look at the S&P 500 doing its 25 increments, man. If I wasn't talking to you guys right now, man, I'd be sitting here shooting fish in a barrel on the SPX. Up to a 25, down to a 25. Up to a 25, this ain't hard. These zero data expiration options are a gift. But let's go back to Raytheon because I'm digging the dust settling. People, professionals, looking at what? We're out of weapons? Wherever that was. Yeah, you've seen all the headlines that says we're out of weapons. So maybe a bull put spread, you know? Do we, this 205 has been resistance, right? 205, 205, a little periscope. Go watch the video or look at the pictures of the submarine. If you're at New London, submarine warfare officer school, whatever it's called. Those people, it's like their Top Gun. They have got to be on cloud nine right now. When is the somebody looked this up? When was it the General Belgrano in the Falklands? I think the last submarine kill was in 1982 when the Conqueror. Look at me, man. I'm like a freaking military historian genius. Was it HMS Conqueror? Somebody look it up. Sank the General Belgrano. It was an old U.S. cruiser. I think that was the last sub kill. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, periscopes. 205, 205, 205, 205, 205. Does 205 become support? It should technically, right? Let's go build a little bit of a trade together. There you go, Arrow. Look at that. Great minds think alike. Arrow, I got to give you shit. Here it comes. It's official. The Eagle has a 104-0 kill ratio. An F-18 Hornet ended it. A legacy F-18 Hornet shot down 3 Eagles. Now, if somebody had gotten killed, I wouldn't be joking. But now it's funny. Now I'm allowed to laugh. Wah, wah. Exactly. They're never going to live that down, man. That sucks, though. They were feet dry, fenced out, already thinking about getting a cheeseburger, and boom. You didn't think you were going to get shot by the cap, the delousing cap. I mean, unbelievable. Exactly. Can't let you. It's like speaking of Hunt for Red October, it's like when the dude shot the torpedo. You arrogant ass! You just killed us. All right, let's go look. Let's go out to the March expiration. What are we at? 207.5. There's a 207.5 strike. The at the money straddle is probably 10 or 11 bucks. Look at Wiz, 11 bucks. That's 22 wide. Where's my thing here? 219 and 196. I'm putting on a bull put. I'm not doing a burn. Did everybody close your burner trade? I closed mine. What was that? 120% profit or whatever on Raytheon. That was nice. Good burner trade on Raytheon. Let's look at a 200, 197.5. And I'm going to pull up the chart in the background so we can be talking about this in the back. I mean, the 200, folks, is right in the thick of it. It's right in the middle of the chop. That would be the aggressive bull put spread. Let's just go look at the metrics here. 1 to 0.38. The conservative would be down at 197.5. Let's see if there's premium in it. There is, folks. You know, my SOP is 1 to 0.25. That's my minimum. I need to have at least a 0.25 to do a credit spread. This is 1 to 0.3. So on your screen, folks, if you want to conserve, and I'm saying conservative in the sense that if Jesus announces he just came back to, Earth and peace is breaking out, Raytheon's going to zero. So conservative doesn't mean anything if the stock implodes for whatever reason. I would love for Jesus to come back to Earth and to have peace. But this is a conservative one, man. You're risking 192 to make 58 bucks. That's kind of a no-brainer, to be honest with you. So on your screen is conservative. Sell the 197.5, buy the 195, 52 cents, double that immediately. 104. What's 104, Wiz? That's where I would, speaking of Eagles ejecting, that's where I would maybe eject out of this trade. Write down $1.04. If Raytheon implodes for some reason, you should get a warning in your cockpit that says 104, should you get out of this trade right now? I didn't say definitely eject at 104. I said you're going to have to figure out what's going on. Conservative trade on your screen. I like a little bit more risk. I'm Austin Powers. I also like to live a little bit more dangerously. I'm going to sell the regular Friday expiration in March. Do not type in the chat box, Wiz. I don't see you're 1, 2, 3. The third Friday of March is what? Say it with me. The 20th. The March 26 options expire when? Everybody say it with me. March 20th. On the E-Trade platform, I don't know what you use, the third Friday of every month is when options expire. So E-Trade says March 26. It doesn't say March 20. It says March 26. If you don't know that, choke yourself because you didn't watch your options weapons school training. Sell the March 26 expiration, not day, 200 put. Buy the 197.5 just in case. And as I'm talking about Raytheon, it's starting to turn because we're jumping in here. Write down 70 cents, immediately double it, $1.40. That's when I'd maybe eject out of this one. As soon as we look here, the max potential loss is 180. Don't ever look at max profit first. Okay. If you're okay with risking 180 to potentially make 70, now you can look up here and go, all right, there's a using at the money volatility, which was valid for only when I said the word at the money volatility. Now it's already changed. There's a 70% probability of making the next profit. Go. So, no kidding. That's messed up, Arrow. Wow. All right. So 789. I already talked about when I haven't even placed this trade yet, and I already told you when I'd maybe get out for minimum loss. How about profit? 789. If I'm looking at a 70, 89% profit on this credit I'm taking in, I would close it. We make money 3 out of 4 ways in this trade. How do we make money? That dotted line is Raytheon. Raytheon goes up. Make money. What if Raytheon fills that gap, Wiz, behind the order ticket and hangs there? You make money. Well, what if it goes down a little bit? You make money. As long as it stays above 199.30, that's called your break-even point right there. The one way out of 4 that we lose money is if you fall and hit your head and you don't look at this trade again, and Raytheon implodes through 199.30. That's your fault. Okay. So let me grab screenshots of this. Like I said yesterday, in a volatile environment, I'm not risking a full $5,000. I probably go 25%. I'm sorry, 2.5% of my model portfolio, right? Instead of risking $5,000, 5% of a $100,000 model portfolio, I only do 2.5. You do whatever you want to do. I do not give investment advice, individual investment advice. I'm not a broker dealer, investment advisor. I'm me. And you're getting to eavesdrop on what I'd be doing. I'm not telling you what to do. You figure it out. What would 30 give me? Man, Raytheon's moving. Oop, nope. 15, maybe. Preston, I do it right now. Today would be the day to do a new synthetic stock on Raytheon, period. Yeah, 15 to 10 contracts I'd probably do in this portfolio. In the model portfolio, I'll definitely do 10. In my personal account, I'll probably do 10. Yeah, I'll risk 19. Okay, I click all or none. I like round numbers. I'm going to go 60 cents. Okay, send that. Got filled. Go up a couple pennies. Got filled immediately. Go be cheap. Get some more. Don't do what I just did. All right, new RTX March 26 bull put spread. Guess what Uncle Wiz is going to do as well, potentially between now and that expiration? Leg into an iron condor. I'm not going to do that right now because what if we fill this gap? Let me just bring in the radar scope a little bit here. Hey, filled the gap, Wiz. No, we turned. Now we're ripping. I'm not going to put a roof on it. But if we kind of go up and hover here, we start channeling, Uncle Wiz will leg into an iron condor. It's called a range bound trade. For all the free people listening on YouTube, you're welcome. All right, let me blast this alert out. New Raytheon March 26 bull put spread at everyone. Somebody told me they were getting double alerts. Did you like uninstall and reinstall your app or log out and log back in? Obviously, I don't send out double alerts. That's like a hiccup in the system or your phone. I forget who chatted me that or something like that. All right, so there's that trade. Oh, what did I do? Also rolled down 210 calls to 207.5. Oh, you know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to kill a bunch of birds with a single stone here. I'm just going to take a screenshot of what I've done this morning, today, and I'm going to post that too while I'm over there. So you can see everything I did today in one place. today. Love me some Neil Diamond. Everybody's getting doubles? No. Let me grab a screenshot of this. Also on the website. Okay. That's thank you for telling me this. I'm going to take care of this right now. Copy that. All the members are complaining that they are getting double alerts on their phones and the app. Please look into this ASAP. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. It's obviously not what I want to be doing. I don't. It's weird. Uh Overall look at what I traded in the AR brief this morning. Sorry about that. I didn't know that. I'm not getting double alerts. Maybe I doubt the techies just say, hey, let's make sure Wiz is not getting double alerts. That's weird. Okay. 11-11. We are on the right path. Oh, so yeah, Hunters and Lifetime, right? Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. That should not. We got to fix that. Yeah. Um, Interesting. My apologies. All right, 11-11. That's a God number. That's an angel number. Look at the S&P 500. Who's been doing the Lord's work in the background, man? We hit a 25 and we retreated. So engrossed in my awesome brief, I'd be just taking shots of opportunity, man. This is look at that. Up, down, up, down. It's a heart rate monitor, folks, and these $25 increments, that's not an E-Trade chart. That's me. I put these in here because I've been doing this for 34 or 5 years, 35 years. So, no, Jeff, if I, in order to send an alert out, I have to at everyone. Otherwise, it doesn't, it's just posted in there. You'd have to check it on your own. I'm pretty sure people would rather get the alert twice than have to come in here randomly and check it. That's just not. Look at all the members we have, man. So if you're a free person on YouTube, I think we're done with Solo AI. I don't think we have any memberships left. Last time I checked, it was like 3 or 4 left. Look at that. It's like 690 a couple days ago. So we officially over 700 members. If you are a free person on YouTube that didn't grab your Solo AI, do it right now. Let me give you the link. Or if you're in AR, if you're just in accelerated retirement, here's the link to join our brand new Solo AI service, man. Let's go look over here in the model portfolio real quick. Amazon synthetic stocks doing good. I added the NVIDIA. This is our new Solo AI portfolio here. We added the new NVIDIA position as well. Everybody get that? Go look in the alert page, the Solo AI member area. So the first 2 ships we have deployed in our Solo AI portfolio is Amazon and NVIDIA. Everybody has their 19-page report, right? 20-page hedge fund report. You've all read that. You all know the names I'm adding. You see what we're doing. You see the 12 and 24-month price targets. Everybody have that document. Everybody good. If not, I'm not going to post it right now. It's for Solo AI members only. Let me check my phone. There's like 90,000 things going on. Yeah, a ton of stuff going on, a bunch of media hits. As like I said, I started this brief. I deleted all the misinformation videos. I mean, I nailed it. I broke that last night. As soon as I got the text, I'm like, holy shit, it wasn't a Patriot, it was a Kuwaiti Hornet. I assumed it was, well, it was buffoonery. That wasn't supposed to happen. So obvious mistakes. Remember, folks, and we're not without blame with a blue on green on blue, because I'm old enough to remember the USS Vincennes. Was it 88, 87, 88? The USS Vincennes was in the middle of a gunboat battle. Iranian gunboats, man. World War II, Samar, the Battle of Leyte Gulf, man. This USS Vincennes was engaged in deck guns and shooting Iranian gunboats, and here comes an air contact right towards the Vincennes, man. The TAO, the Tactical Action Officer, Skipper, we got a inbound, pointing at us, and it's descending. Where'd it come from? Bouchier. Wait a minute, Bouchier's a joint use field. It's got airliners and it's got military airplanes. Well, I've warned it several times. It hasn't answered. Smoke it. Iranian air flight. Killed a lot of people. So we've had our own fog of war stuff. We ain't without our stupidity, man. We killed a lot of innocent Iranians mistakenly. So I'm not going to begrudge the Kuwaiti F-18 pilot. He's in a basic Hornet, more basic than the best one. The worst one I flew. That and being told something's hostile from the ground, folks. Hey, at the end of the day, Aero knows this. Mo, Mayor, all our fighter pilots at Top Gun Options. You take your pen out of your flight suit and you sign for that jet. You literally sign for you own the airplane. Edward Matthew Buckley, the date, Lieutenant, United States Navy. I own it. I am absolutely responsible for everything that goes on in that airplane. So there you go, kid too. There you go. Kid can you can chat with Kid in the Lifetime area, man. He's probably got some stories about the Kuwaiti Air Force, man. But at the end of the day, the Eagle guys and gals made it. God bless them. They're on the tip of the spear. I'm sitting back here at home in a live trade brief. Well, I'm sitting here back at home in a live trade brief because they're out there delivering justice to folks I would have been honored to deliver justice to. All right, man, I got to go. We had a great week of trading. So I thought there was a jet under the plane. What's that mean? I don't even know. I thought there was a jet under the plane. I have no idea what that means. Okay. All right. I got to go. We got a ton of stuff going on. I'll be on Newsmax in a little bit. If you want to watch, what time's that interview? I'm going to clean this stuff up publicly. I don't like any of that stuff. Newsmax 3:40 login. No, log in at 3:30. I have a hit at 3:40 on Newsmax if you want to see me. So I got to go clean up here. All right, guys. Thanks, Graham. I appreciate it. Stay safe down under a fighter jet using. Oh, no, Bruce. Yeah. I actually put that out in my video. So when you're flying a combat air patrol, if I was doing a CAT mission as everybody was leaving Iraq, I'd have the airplane crossing off. I'd be counting the planes coming past me, man, and trying to see if there was a leaker or somebody trying to sneak out with the strike package. We're going to learn more. I got the guy. I have the Kuwaiti F-18 dude who texted me. I was putting out somewhat incorrect stuff. So you will know at Top Gun Options before anybody else on this planet besides the Kuwaiti squadron, because he actually was like, yeah, I'm figuring out who the dude. He trained them. He trained all the Kuwaitis. So we have the deep throat that'll give us any more intel from this. So, all right, guys, I got to go. I'll get the replay posted here shortly. Fight on, namaste, and basi. Wiz out. God bless our troops and God bless America. Cheers.